Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided, because I cleaned all of my makeup brushes, that I would film a favorites brush video. I haven't done that, I don't think, in like 2 years maybe. And I've accumulated like a million brushes. Like seriously, I can't even count how many brushes I have at this point. But I know that I have a solid like 14 brushes that I use on an everyday basis, including my beauty blender, which that doesn't really count. So yeah, I decided I would show you guys what my top 14 favorite brushes are. I'm not going to title that like 14 favorite brushes, but I'm just going to say my top favorite brushes. These are just ones that I use on an everyday basis, and I thought I would touch on them and show you guys what they are and how much I love them and why I love them. So if you guys want to see what my favorite brushes are, then let's just jump right into it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the face and we'll go to the eyes later. And I'm just going to try and kind of get through this quickly, mainly because my child is over there and I don't want him to start screaming. Secondly, I just want to get through this quickly because I've got a lot to cover. So yeah, I'm going to start with foundation. So obviously I prefer using a beauty blender when I apply my foundation, but I also, at another point, I like to apply with a brush and then go over with a beauty blender. The brush that I have right here is by Best Ope. It's just like a, you know, an angled foundation brush that is very nice. It's got a lot of bristles, it's very thick, and it just packs on a lot of product and it goes really smoothly on your face. It doesn't leave any type of streaking. I believe my brother gave me a package of some Best Ope brushes that I am also obsessed with. They're over in the front of this, in front of me. I'm looking at them right now. But this is just like my favorite one out of all the Best Ope products out of all the Best Ope brushes that he gave me, this is the one that I use the most. And I love this brush. It's still kind of damp. But yeah, it's just like a super good packing brush for applying foundation and getting it smooth on your face. So yeah, this is one of my favorite brushes that I use basically on an everyday basis. And yeah. Okay, so next, after foundation, you want to apply, I don't know if you do cream contour or not. I do personally. I don't do it on an everyday basis, but I try to. And this is my little stippling brush that I use when I do my cream contour. This is a BH Cosmetics brush right here. It honestly doesn't have any writing on it. I thought it was an e.l.f. brush forever ago, but then I found out that it had a little matching brother. So I figured, you know, it's probably a BH Cosmetics stippling brush, and I love this. It blends my cream contour so good. It's just got some really fine bristles at the top. It's just an overall really good stippling brush, and it's super soft. I love this brush. Okay, so next on the face, we're gonna move on. After cream contour, you're gonna wanna set your face. So what I do is I grab my beauty blender and I'll dip it in some powder and I'll kind of like bake my under eyes, if that makes sense. And then I go over with my big fluffy brush. This is also by BH Cosmetics. This is the V1 brush. I don't know, I just use it as I call it my big fluffy powder brush. This is just like my favorite fluffy powder brush that I have. Super soft, and I just wipe away all of my powder that I've applied underneath my eyes, and then I just kind of dust it around my entire face. I love this brush, it's so good, and the nice thing about BH Cosmetics is they've got really affordable products, and their brushes are very affordable as well. Okay, so next on the list is bronzer. Of course, you gotta apply some bronzer. And this is my favorite bronzer brush as of now. I've got a few other ones, but this is just the one that I've been using as of late. These are the R&L Mata Pro brushes. This is a pointed blush brush. I use it sometimes for my contour, but most likely I use it for my bronzer, and I love it. It's just kind of like tapered at the top. It's just like it's such a good brush for bronzer, and it's super soft. I got this in my BoxyCharm a few months back, and I've just been in love with it. FYI, I can link all my brushes down below if I remember. I'll try. If you have any questions, comment below and whatnot, but yeah, I'm just going to continue. Next on the face, I'm going to add my blush. This is the brush that I have been using as of late for my blush, and it is a Real Techniques brush. I don't know what it's called and whatnot. I just know that it's Real Techniques. I'm assuming it's a bronzer brush. I don't know. but it doesn't have anything left on it. It's very used and abused, but I love this brush and I can't get away from it. I use it a lot of the time for my blush and I just love it. If you haven't purchased a Real Techniques brush, you need to because they're amazing. They're very high quality for being drugstore brushes, and yeah, so this is my blush brush right here. Alright, next on the face is my favorite highlighting brush. It's not even a highlighting brush. It is the 300 Real Techniques brush. It's a rose gold color that I love so much. I've seriously had this brush for like 2.5 years now, 3 years almost, and it's still going strong. I love it so much. You guys probably all would give me crap. I have a lot of highlighting brushes, honestly. I have like fan brushes. I have like these like really soft brushes that I'm like looking at in front of me. But this is just like the only brush that I really like to use when I apply my highlighter. So this is kind of like a oldie but a goodie. I love it. I love this little brush. Okay, and this is another brush that I like to use on an everyday basis. This is like a chisel brush that also goes along with this like bronzer brush that I got in my BoxyCharm. It says it's a Chisel 250 brush. What I like to do is add some like translucent powder and just kind of like carve out things like my cheek and just things like that, like what it says, chisel. It's just a nice thing, and I tend to use it on an everyday basis, especially if I have like fallout right here. I just go ahead and, you know, sweep it away. It's really easy, and yeah. So those are all my face brushes that I love and that I use on an everyday basis. Now, like I said, I have like a million other brushes that I can totally go through and show you guys, but these are just my favorite face brushes. So now I'm going to move on to my favorite eye brushes that I use on an everyday basis that I literally don't not use, unless I honestly don't even wear eyeshadow, but these are brushes that I use on an everyday basis. Okay, so when I start my face, I usually like to put some sort of like cream base on. Whether it be like a powder or, you know, just like an actual cream base, like concealer or something like that. And I like to go in with this little brush right here. This is a So Susan brush. It doesn't even say what kind of a brush it is, but it's kind of just like a packing brush like this. And I love it. I think I got it in my BoxyCharm a while back. I get a lot of my brushes in BoxyCharm, which I love because I've just like racked up a million throughout the little last months of my life. So I like this little brush to just apply my cream contour. I like to use this brush just to like pack down my base shade before I go into my eyeshadow. Now this is my top favorite eyeshadow brush that I have out of all my eyeshadow brushes. It's seriously my #1 brush that I always go to. I have a million eyeshadow brushes, oh my goodness. But this is like my favorite one ever, and it's so stinking cute. It's got some rhinestones on it. This is the, I can't even read it. It's just, I got it in my Ipsy bag. It's an Ipsy L34 Blend Beauty Brush, and I use this for my transition shade. I use it for a blending eyeshadow brush. I just kind of use it for a lot of things, but this is like one of my go-to eyeshadow brushes that I honestly can't not use. Here's another brush that I honestly cannot live without. This is one of my favorites. This is my Luxie 231 Small Tapered Blending Brush. I like this because it's a little bit more precise. It's still fluffy, but it's precise to where you can get in the crease much better and much easier than that bigger fluffy brush that I just showed you. This is nice for your outer corner as well. It's just like a staple eyeshadow brush that I feel like I always have to use. So here is another brush that I use on an everyday basis. This is just like a flat shader brush right here. It's by Bodyography Pro, I think. So I just use this when I apply, like, if I'm going to do like a cut crease, or like if I'm just like applying, like how on my eyes right now I've got like a lighter shade right here and then it's just like darker over here. I usually use this to apply my really light shades in, or my shimmers or my glitters. So I like this little flat packing brush right here. It's a good little stable piece. This one also is by the Bodyography Pro, and this is just like an angled liner brush that I've just been using recently, but I like it because it's so precise, and I've been using it for my wings lately. I am not wearing any wing today, but I like this and it's really precise, and yeah. So. Okay, 2 more brushes. The next brush that I'm going to talk about is one of my favorite ones. This is just like my inner corner highlight, my tip of the nose, my nose highlight, and my brow bone highlight. This is an e.l.f. brush. It's a professional eye crease brush, but I've never really used it for that. I just use it for like my inner corner, and I love it. It's so cute. It was like $1, and it's going strong. I've had this thing for a while, and it's pretty worn out, but it's a good brush, and it's still soft. yeah, I love this brush. Okay, my last and final brush that I'm going to be talking about today is this one right here. It's by BH Cosmetics. It's their number 5 brush. I use this to carve out my eyebrows, and this is a brush that I honestly cannot live without. Once I got this brush and started carving out my eyebrows, I really couldn't just like stop from there. Like, this is the brush that I use every time I go and carve my eyebrows out. This is my favorite. I also use it for my lips too, if I screw up on my lips at all, or like my line right here. If I don't use that powder brush, I use this to clean things up. But I love this brush. It's a staple piece in my little brush collection. I have so many other brushes that I would love to talk about, but these are my favorites. Oh my goodness, I have so many. Like, this is out of control how many brushes I have. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try and link them all in the description box if I can like find them and stuff. It's like really hard for me to do that, but I'll do it. So yeah, like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.